A swimmer attacked by a shark off the Manhattan Beach pier yesterday is showing us his injuries this morning. KCON 9's Joy Benedict is live in Lomita with the victim, Stephen Robles. Joy?
That's right, Amy. This is just such a heartbreaking and heart-wrenching story, but also an inspirational one because it is of survival. And I am joined now by Stephen Robles, his wife Galinda, here from in the front yard of their home. I guess first, Stephen, everybody is wondering, how are you doing?
I'm still pretty shaken up. I'm still rattled. My nerves are still shaky, and I'm sore. My thumb still has no sensation. It radiates with pain, and my chest is still very tight, and I'm alive.
And of course, everyone is just so thankful for that. I guess I know you were bit by a shark, but do you know specifically what kind of injuries you suffered because of that shark bite?
The shark came right up to me, hit right into my torso area, and he penetrated the first layer of my skin and into the fat tissue. And somehow I had enough sense to grab his nose with my right hand and try and pry him off of my body. The whole attack happened really fast. I saw him swimming from underneath. He just surfaced really quick, made a very sharp left turn, and then lunged right at me. I was staring at this shark face to face, looking at his eyeballs as he bit right into me.
I mean, what were you thinking of when you saw this shark?
I knew immediately I got bit, and I for a second I thought this might be it. I was absolutely terrified, and I never thought I would die in the ocean.
And that's the thing, you are a realtor by trade in Palos Verdes here in the South Bay with Keller Williams, but you are a very trained and experienced swimmer. You not only make this path that you did yesterday all the time, but you have swam in a lot of ocean waters.
Last year I swam from Catalina to Palos Verdes. It was a 24-mile swim. So I'm very experienced out in the ocean. I've swam my whole life, and because of my strength I'm a strong swimmer, I was able to sustain myself in the water while this injury was going on. And fortunately, I was swimming with a group of swimmers that day. There's 14 of us out in the water, and
Ashley.
there's I think 3 or 4 swimmers that were about five paces behind me. So when this attack happened, I was screaming at the top of my lungs.
I messed up P3.
My first instinct was to grab my friend Nodder, and he held me and just was taking it in what was going on. And then all of a sudden a couple more swimmers came up to me and were trying to get me into shore as I was screaming as loud as I have ever screamed. And then eventually a paddler showed up with his longboard. Then they all got me on the board and then started paddling me into shore. There's about 5 or 6 of them that were trying to get me onto shore.
I was going to say, there's been a lot of talk about what drew this shark so close to the shore, which isn't usual behavior for a great white, we are understanding. I know you've seen some videos online, possibilities of chumming in the water, where they basically take, the chunks and the bloody chunks of the fish and throw it in the water to draw them in. Do you have any thoughts on that?
It was a horrible decision that this fisherman made, thinking he was going to go catch a shark, and drew all that attention. And he had that the shark on his fishing pole for 40 minutes from what I hear. And by the time he cut that line loose, I was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. That the shark was agitated, and I was the first thing he saw. And I'm very lucky to be here, and I'm very thankful God was on my side, protecting me. And I truly believe God was my savior today.
And we're certainly thankful for you as well, and all of this. Anything to say to the strangers, that the paddleboarder, the people who did try and help yesterday?
I want to meet the paddler that was on the boat or on the paddleboard. I just want to meet the guys that were helping me get onto shore. I know a few of them were my swimmer friends, but I kind of want to. I mean, I was in shock. I was screaming. My eyes were just looking straight up into the sky. I didn't know who was around me. I just want to have them come over, and I want to hear their story.
Well, thank you for sharing your story with us, and both of you for having us here in your home. We're so thankful that you are okay and you have this incredible, scary, and yet amazing story of survival to tell us. And certainly something we will be hearing about not only for later on today, but many days to come. And we should mention that the pier is closed to all fishermen right now through at least Tuesday. Reporting live, Joy Benedict, KCAL 9 News.